up to you. You just shoot away with the questions, and I'll just answer your questions.
No, what I mean, English or in Te Reo Māori?
I only speak English, sorry. I was trying to learn some, but it's been a long time since I've had a go at it.
Oh, that's wonderful, that's wonderful. Okay, I'm just going to meet and bring you in.
Okay.
So when I bring you in, can you just tell us where you come from and where this whole, concept came about?
Sure.
Okay, then I'll put you straight to my desk. Tatari mai. Nā te kukune, no reira no mepene ko mau maira taku manuhi e ngari e mihe nā kia wātea, a kia ngātake o te taitoke rau ko mutu tata, ke aka nei rarua i tērā kaua e whakatāri atu manuhiri, ka pōwhiria mai tiuta, i he taunua nā kia koutou whakarong mai nei, ki te reo o te hiko te ka ta koutou kai pāpāho, e mihe atu nei rā ko pākeli, o tāku manuhiri kei runga i te waia, a tēnei ka ko aru sing, ko ta maua kaupapa ka kōrero maua e pēne ana Plunge Indie Comic Convention. O reira ka pōpira mai a te rangatira nei tiuta. O reira kia ora aru.
Kia ora pa. How are you everybody out there in Ngāti Hine and Taitokoro? It's been a long time since I've been in Kaitaia, probably well over a decade or two. I'm originally from Fiji, but I grew up in Moroa in 1980. Since 1980, yeah. I went to school in Kaio, Waitaruke, St. Joseph's.
Oh, kia ora, kia ora, kia ora, aru mō tēnā. That's really, really awesome. Okay, let's go down to what we have this convention in front of us. We've got Plunge.
Is it Plunge in? Excuse me. Is that Plunge in Maori? Is it?
How would you pronounce it?
Plunge. Taking the plunge.
Oh yeah, okay. Plunge Indie Comic Convention. Are we talking about the book as a comic, or are we talking about a comic as a digital platform?
A book as a comic.
Oh, kia ora hoa kosa. What I did with this, I had 2 interviews this morning of very old people. I took them back to when they were young, and I popped that straight in front of them. What do you remember about a comic? And I tell you what, so much came out of those interviews, however, that was earlier. Can you walk us through this Plunge, this comic convention that's coming up, that's going to be in Whangarei on July the 13th? Okay, can you walk us through this?
Sure.
Where this is going, and what do you hope to achieve from this?
Well, I mean, the Plunge Convention is at 116 Bank Street. It's across from Jimmy Jack's, by the roundabout here in Whangarei. It starts at 12 o'clock, finishes at 5. We've got speakers from America who will be speaking, who are from the industry. From Rising Sun Comics, who will be speaking via Skype. We've got our own folks here who are local artists and funding people who get behind the arts in Whangarei. We've got people who will be talking about artists and health and mental health, especially because we know that a lot of artists, have to deal with a lot of emotion when they start doing their artwork and have to bring out their heart and soul into their artwork. And sometimes it can lead to a dark time, or it can be a very joyous creation. For me personally, I find art and comic books especially has been an amazing way to learn how to speak English and how to learn to do art, how to learn hard words. And not only that, it's very colourful. So for males, it's an easy way to pick up something and straight away the picture's there and you can read it. But also for me, it's a career path as well. And then I wanted for younger kids to get into that as well. For those who are not athletic bound or who are not quite smart, like myself, you sort of want to find something else to do. And so art and, either or music or drama or acting or, doing writing. And I felt that this is something that will be really fills that little gap there where, kids are kind of thinking, hey, what am I going to do after school? I don't feel like I fit into this sort of thing. And I was one of those kids. And so I thought last year when we were thinking about this, when Hinu from Creative Northland, she suggested, because she needed my background in comic books, and, why not put this on? So it's been, at the end of this July, will be a whole year since we actually walked out this path with her. And the whole thing is that she's been behind us, supporting us all the way from Creative Northland. And then also Rising Sun Comics in America has put some money forward to make sure we pay the bills to make this work. But we're quite excited. We made it really cheap because we want kids to come to it. We want, like, if you're under 12, it's $1 or $2, so it's a gold coin entry. If you for anybody else, it's $5 for 13 and up. For a whole family of 5 people, it's only $10. And not only that, we'll give you a gift in return that's worth $10, because we want this to be about you, for the kids and family to get interested in what we're doing, and the kids to get interested in what they're doing for career path, because not everybody, has the body or the mind to do something, that they think they could do or they look up to doing. But art and literature, there's a lot of things. I mean, you can go to the movies and it's mainly comic book or cartoon oriented right now at the movies, and they're making billions of dollars on it. So I thought, why not put this on and, start something special, maybe, from 7 and upwards. And maybe, because I've got a nephew who's just turned 9, but he got into this at 3.5 years old, and he does his own comic books. And I was like thinking, what would he want to see? What would he want to, want me to put on? And how cheap could I make it to make sure that people would come to it and be able to say, hey, look, let's go up to Whangarei, let's take the whole family down, let's go and have kai, let's go and have hang out with other family there, and let's make a day of it. And so it's only a 5-hour event. We've got children's stuff, we've got adult stuff, we've got things for sale, we've got things for kids to do, and adults to listen to what other adults are talking about, also kids to listen to what other artists and people are doing. And so there'll be people actually doing art there as well. I'll leave that to you now, Pa.
Aye, kia ora. No, that's so cool. And so now I'll go back to my interviews earlier this morning. Mm-hmm. One of them actually, well, not one of them, both of them actually turned around after just sharing a few stories of they could remember their old people, even their parents that used to read comics, and they used to swap comics, that book. It was actually a way of life, a way of interacting.
Yep.
Because comics in days of old were actually our TVs, our movies, our televisions, our phones. Why? Because the comics, from when the comics came out, they were very, very colourful and very creative.
Yeah.
And the thing was, they'd have the pictures, they'd have the briefs underneath of what's actually happening and walking it through. And a lot of the children back in days of old, they didn't even get to stand at one in school, so they weren't the flashes for reading, but they were able to tell the story just by looking at the illustrations of the pictures.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing about it.
Yeah, and it means by bringing this back, we can actually then get back to being able to, because a lot of the families now, you've got families all in the one house, some in the other room, and you can hear them laughing there by themselves. All the time they're on the phone texting from one room to the other, from brother to sister, brother or sister to sister. They are texting that time where it was kanohi ki te kanohi, where they'll sit down and look at each other, the emotions, the sharing of stories, the laughter needs to be brought back into the families. And why I say that, as part of your structure, mental health is going to be there sharing their program as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because my dad's 80. He's from England, and my stepfather, he's 80, and he said that he read the first Superman comic books when they first came out, and they used to swap like pennies for them. Like the rich kids would buy them, and the poor kids, which he was part of, they would give them a penny and they would be able to read this stuff. But also, I mean, you're right there because the creativity is there. I felt that the mental health thing had to come into this because then you could cover the whole area of around art, because I think for me it was learning hard words. Because you had the picture, you could think about it, and then also if you could find a dictionary, you could look it up, what it meant. But now, of course, comics are going digital as well. But I mean, also you've got the movies based on those comic books, so you can also take the whole family now to see what you grew up reading. So you could take grandma to the movies and grandma could explain, or granddad could explain, hey, I used to read that comic book, like you just said there. And I think that's special. I think that's one thing that's a lot of people have been, keep telling me that, like here in Whangarei, I spoke last year to Stuart Deviney, one of our actors. I think he's on Shortland Street, or he is on Shortland Street, and he was telling me about his collection way back in the 60s. And it's such a special medium, and for me, I think it's very important that you can have something that you can actually think about in your head and decide, is this a character I want to be? And the moral thing behind comic books is very important as well, because you know what's right and what's wrong straight away. You know who the good guys are, you know who the bad guys are. So it's very clear cut.
Yeah, that is so cool. Now, nā reira, mihi ana mo te wahanga I wātea mai koe, still acknowledging the time that you've taken out of your schedule to be able to share this story with us. Of course, so tino ātaua. Nā reira, aru me pēnei, I'll let you do our mihi, and after that, I will look forward to maybe having another interview with you, or even seeing you at this convention.
That'll be awesome. I'll tell you, how about we give away 5 family tickets?
That sounds cool. Send some up to Te Hiku Radio here, and we will guarantee people will attend.
Well, I mean, the fastest way for me is I'll hold it here for them. I'll put it aside for them specially, and you just tell me send me a text of who's coming, and they'll be at the door for them.
Oh, wonderful. That is
because
so cool. Nā reira, e mihi ana mo te wā, still acknowledging for the time you've taken out to share this beautiful concept and this convention. Nō reira, kia paitola, mauiora.
Kia ora.
Ai, kia koutou e whakarongo mai rā ki tēnā. Kaupapa e pāna ki ngā comics of Superman, Batman, o te kōrero a whenea hamari ko tānai maharana, ko te putanga mai o te comic o te Phantom. O reira, kia koutou, tukuina mai o koutou ingoa ki te hiko teika, pēnā koutou he haere ana ki enei kaupapa I whangarei, ka tū a te kaumātoru o ngā rā o tēnei marama o hūrei, o reira e pāpāna ki tērā Indies Comic Convention. Nā reira I tēnei wā, o pānora e mihi tonu atu nei, mauiora. Kei tēnei hena taihua, e tō tika tōna tātou,